Hello everybody, welcome to the STEM topic home study. This is the first lesson in a series of lessons all about where we live and the buildings that we live in. Today's lesson is called Do You Know a Range of Different Types of Homes? If at any point you need more time to answer a question, please use the pause function on the taskbar. Hope you enjoy it. Where do we live? We all live in a home, but what these buildings look like are different, and so are called by different names. In this topic, we're going to look at the different types of buildings, understand their history, and use our imaginations to design homes of the future. In this lesson, we're going to look at the range of different buildings that we call our homes and learn their unique names. In this lesson, you're going to need a pen or a pencil, a piece of paper or an exercise book to write down the answers to the questions I'm going to be asking you as we go throughout this lesson. This is a bungalow. This is a bungalow. A bungalow is a house with only one floor. It has doors and windows and a roof. What other features does a bungalow have? And what is not found on a bungalow? For the boost question, do you know where the name bungalow comes from? And what are the benefits to somebody who is elderly living in this type of house? So, let's see how good you are at spotting things. So, can you find the smallest bungalow out of these pictures of bungalows? And can you also find me the largest bungalow? And for the last question, what colour is the bungalow's door? This type of home is called a flat. When flats are together, we call them a block of flats. A flat is a home with other homes sometimes on top and sometimes below. It has doors and windows and a roof. But what other features does a flat have? And what is not found on a flat? And the boost question, do you know another name for a flat or a block of flats? And what name is given to the tall flats in the centre of Rochdale? So again, let's see how good you are at spotting things. In my pictures, a block of flats. Can you find me the smallest flat? And can you find me the largest flat? And the tricky question, how many different floors does the block of flats have? I'm sure you all know what this type of house is called. But in this lesson, we're going to use it by its proper name, which is detached house. This is a detached house. A detached house is a house that is separate from another house. It has doors and windows and a roof. And in the picture, what is found at the side of the house? And I'll give you a clue. You could park your car in it. And what is at the front of the house? And I'll give you another clue. There's a tree growing out of it. And for the boost question, only one question, but you might have to do a little bit of research. Do you know where any detached houses are being built in your area? Well, let's see if you've been listening time again. So, can you find the smallest detached house? And can you find me the largest detached house? And what colour is the door? And finally, how many windows does the detached house have? So we're about halfway through now, and it's time for a little quick check. I want to see how much you've remembered from the first part of our lesson. So I want you to shout out when you see the picture on your screen. Excellent work, guys. Well done. And let's carry on now with our lesson, finding out what the buildings are called for different types of homes. Oh, this is a very old house. It's not my house, but I'd like to live there. Or maybe I wouldn't. Wonder if I get lost walking around it. Well, this type of home is called a castle. A castle is a house that has been built to protect the people inside. It has doors and windows and a roof. And it also could feature towers, battlements and a drawbridge. The question to you though is, what is a drawbridge? And what are battlements? And don't worry at this time if you don't know what they are, because we're going to have a lesson all about castles in the future. And for the boost question, where is the oldest castle in England? And what part of Rochdale is named after a castle? You might need to do a little bit of research to find that out. Our next house is the most popular house being built in Britain today, and that's the semi-detached house. There's that word again, detached. A semi-detached house is a house that is joined to another house. It has doors and windows and a roof and a wall that is shared by another house. Could you walk all the way around a semi-detached house? And the boost question: what would be the benefits of living in a semi-detached house? And what things would you have to be mindful of to be a good neighbour living in a semi-detached house? This is the last house we're going to look at today, and this is called a terraced house or a terraced row. A terraced house is a house that has been built together in a long row. It has doors and windows and a roof. It could be found in the middle of the row, or it could be at the ends of a row. Most terrace houses have a yard at the back. But my question to you is, what is a yard? And for a boost question, can you think of a famous TV programme that features a row of terraced houses? Some terraced houses are referred to as back to back. What does this mean? Boost challenge. What I'd like you to do is create a table like you can see on my screen. I'd like you down the left hand side to write down all the different types of homes that we've looked at in our presentation. What I'd like you next to it is describe those buildings. If you get stuck, why not rewind the video to each slide? But I'm sure you can use your memory. Also, I'd like you to say what special features the house has to make it different from each other. So, guessing time. Can you guess what each of these buildings are? It's homework time. So, homework task. Next time you go for a walk with your family around your local area, I'd like to see if you can spot these buildings. If there are any other types of buildings you can spot, please write them down. But do not worry if you cannot spot them all. So, we've come to the end now of our lesson, what we call the conclusion. By taking part in this lesson, you should now begin to understand that the buildings we make our home have all got different names. We need to know those names when we describe a building to someone. In the next lesson, we're going to look at the history of our homes and how the buildings have changed over the years. And if you'd like to do some more tasks, why not have a go at some of these extension tasks? In this activity, can you count up all the homes you can see in a line and write your answer in the circle? In this activity, can you finish the pattern of the buildings using the pictures down below to help you? In the first line, it goes bungalow, flat, detached house. Bungalow, flat, detached house. What two buildings come next? Can you finish off the patterns of the buildings in each row? Using the pictures down below to help you. And in the first row, it goes detached house, bungalow, detached house, bungalow, detached bungalow. What two buildings come next? And finally, word search time. Can you find the words in the word search that are found in the little blue boxes at the bottom?